Attention passionate LAS, Vegas Raiders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Las Vegas Raiders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Las Vegas Raiders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and LAS, Vegas Raiders FANS. Let's get to the news. Alright, folks, buckle up because we're about to dive into a story that's been buzzing around the NFL and especially among Raiders fans for quite some time now. It's all about the potential reunion, the possible return of Amari Cooper to Las Vegas. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, wait, isn't Cooper past his prime? Why are we even talking about bringing him back? Well, that's exactly what makes this story so fascinating. Because, in the NFL, everything can change in the blink of an eye, and what once seemed like a thing of the past might just become a game-changing move for the Raiders in 2025. Let's rewind a little bit, back to 2015, when the Raiders, still in Oakland at the time, made a bold move and drafted Amari Cooper with the 4th overall pick. Cooper, out of Alabama, was seen as the franchise's next big star at wide receiver, a player who could carry the offense for years to come. And initially, he did just that. His rookie season was promising, and in 2016, he truly broke out with 153 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. That season was special because it marked a turning point for the Raiders, who had been mired in a playoff drought since 2002. Cooper's emergence really signaled that Oakland was finally building something exciting, a team with a promising offense led by Derek Carr, and a wide receiver who looked like he could be a franchise cornerstone for years. But as with many NFL stories, things took a turn. The following seasons, unfortunately, didn't quite live up to the early promise. Cooper suffered injuries, and in 2017 his production dipped. Still, he remained a solid player, a reliable target in Carr's offense. However, in 2018, everything changed when the Raiders decided to trade Cooper mid-season to the Dallas Cowboys. That trade sent shockwaves through the fanbase. Cooper, on his way out, didn't hold back, firing shots at the franchise. It was a messy departure, and it left many fans feeling a bit betrayed, especially because Cooper was seen as such a promising talent. The Raiders moved on, and Cooper's career took a different path, bouncing around a bit, trying to find a stable home. Fast forward to today, 2025, and Cooper is a free agent, approaching 31 in June. And this is where things get interesting. Because despite the ups and downs, Cooper remains a highly talented receiver, a player who can still make a difference on the field. NFL.com's Kevin Patra recently listed the Raiders among the top 7 spots for Cooper's next team, and that's no small thing. It's a sign that NFL insiders still see potential in him, that his experience and talent could fit perfectly into Las Vegas's evolving roster. Some might say, well, why bring him back after everything that happened? And that's a fair point. But what's interesting here is the context of the new era in Vegas, under head coach Pete Carroll and general manager John Spidek. You see, the Raiders are no longer the same team they were in 2015-2018. The roster has changed dramatically, and the coaching staff has undergone a complete overhaul. The current team, as it stands in 2025, doesn't have a glaring need for a veteran receiver like Cooper. They've got Brock Bowers, an all-pro tight end who's been lighting up defenses, and Jacoby Meyers, who's underrated but has proven to be a reliable target. Plus, there's Tree Tucker, a speedster who can stretch the field, and Jack Betch, a promising second-round pick who's still developing. The young core in the wide receiver room is impressive for a team that's rebuilding and aiming high. But what they do lack is experience and leadership in that group. And that's where Cooper could potentially step in, not just as a receiver but as a mentor, a veteran presence who can help guide the young guns and ease the transition for quarterback Geno Smith, who's been a solid but sometimes inconsistent leader under center. Now, I know some of you are thinking, hold on, does Cooper still have what it takes? That's a valid question. Because, let's be honest, his recent seasons with the Browns and Bills didn't exactly scream elite receiver. In 2024, Cooper's numbers dipped. Injuries, changing quarterbacks, new systems, all these factors played a part. The Browns, who added Jerry Jeudy, a Pro Bowler, and the Bills, who had the NFL MVP at quarterback, showed that Cooper's impact wasn't quite what it used to be. So naturally, some fans are skeptical about whether he can still be a game changer. But here's the thing, talent is talent. And in the right system, with the right quarterback, Cooper can still be a difference maker. He's proven that in the past, and even in his recent outings, he's shown flashes of his old self. The question is, would the Raiders give him the opportunity? Would they see him as part of their future plans? And honestly, that's what's so intriguing about this potential reunion. It's not just about adding a veteran receiver. It's about the chemistry, the familiarity, and the leadership he could bring to a young group that's eager to learn and grow. The Raiders have been building this team to compete now, and adding a player like Cooper could accelerate that process, especially considering his playoff experience and proven production in the past. But as always, the NFL is a business, and there are factors that could work against a reunion. The salary cap, Cooper's age, and his recent performance are all considerations. The Raiders, like any team, have to weigh whether bringing him in aligns with their long-term strategy. If they're focusing on youth and development, a veteran like Cooper might seem less appealing. On the other hand, if they're looking for a spark, someone who can immediately step in and contribute, Cooper's name will definitely be in the conversation. And don't forget, the NFL is all about timing. Sometimes, a player who's been written off can find a new lease on life with the right team at the right moment. Now, let's talk about the big picture here. The AFC West is as competitive as ever. The Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos are all making moves, and the division has become a battleground of talent and strategy. For the Raiders, the key to climbing back to the top involves smart roster moves, developing their young players, and maybe, just maybe, bringing in a veteran presence like Cooper who can tip the scales in their favor. Imagine a scenario where Cooper re-signs or joins the Raiders, and suddenly, that veteran savvy becomes a critical piece in their offensive puzzle. It could help them unlock more explosive plays, improve third-down conversions, and provide that leadership that's crucial in close games. And speaking of the Raiders' future, the team has been through quite a transformation over the last few years. From the Gruden saga to the coaching changes, from the roster rebuild to the new ownership era, this franchise has shown resilience and a desire to re-establish itself as a playoff contender. The signing or re-signing of a player like Cooper would be a signal that they're serious about competing now, not just developing for the future. It's about making bold moves and reasserting their presence in the AFC. Now, for all the fans listening, I want to get your take. Do you think bringing Cooper back makes sense? Is he still the player that can help the Raiders reach that next level? Or is he past his prime, better suited for a different team? I want to hear your thoughts, your predictions, and your hopes for the upcoming season. This is what makes being a Raiders fan so exciting: the constant anticipation, the debates, the hope that maybe, just maybe, the next move will be the one that takes us all the way to the Super Bowl once again. And of course, I'll be right here, bringing you all the latest updates, rumors, and analysis about the Raiders and the NFL as a whole. So make sure to follow me on X, formerly Twitter, @HondoCarpenter, and on Instagram @HondoSR. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and keep that Raiders spirit alive. Because the NFL is always changing, and the next chapter could be written in Las Vegas very soon. Whether it's a surprise signing or a bold trade, we're here to cover it all. Remember, your voice matters, and your passion fuels this community. So, summarize it all: the story of Cooper, the Raiders' current roster, their strategic direction, and what lies ahead. This isn't just about a player or a team, it's about the entire journey of a franchise that's eager to reclaim its rightful place among NFL elite. The road to the Super Bowl isn't easy, and every move counts. Will a reunion with Amari Cooper be part of that journey? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, Raiders fans, you're at the center of this exciting story, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Keep your eyes peeled, your spirits high, and your passion burning bright. Because the NFL, and especially the Las Vegas Raiders, are full of surprises, and we're right here with you every step of the way.